Hi and welcome back to another episode of
Kona load, sindio?
S
PTSE. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the what do you call this? It's not even like absence. It's not a delay.
It's a break.
Yeah, apologies for the break that was not mentioned. Normally you tell people I'm going on a break. As we just disappeared, so apologies for disappearing. We were MIA, missing in action.
But for a good reason.
For a very good reason.
Yeah.
Maybe I actually like to disappear without telling anyone. I left work, I didn't even tell people I'm going on leave. And then I found out when I got back, people were angry that I left without saying bye. But why would I say bye in the first place?
Especially in a workplace, you know. There's no reason.
Like, if I'm telling you, you're not going to give me any money or anything, like a send-off. You're not going to give me a send-off. Like, hey, let's have a farewell party. So, yeah, what I'm saying is I'm back in the office. And, Aish, I miss my sleep, man.
Those 2 weeks went by very fast.
Very quickly. But yes, disappeared for a good reason. You can tell the people.
I think we should start off there, man. We've been doing our thing. But before we get into it, I think we should let the people know, for the new listeners that are going to be listening. You're joined by your host.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Hamisim Day.
Yes.
The one, the only, the funny man.
And, of course, Mr. Farij Matthew. Now an international comedian.
Yes, this podcast now has not one, but two international comedians.
If we had sound effects, this is where we put like a cheer, like a proper standing ovation type of cheer.
I'll have our team work on that. You know this, this international thing.
Yeah.
There's a team somewhere.
So now I'm talking to a very international man. This man went out and did 2 countries on his first ever tour.
Who does that? Who does that, man? Who does that?
How did it feel traveling for comedy? Not traveling for comedy. Going outside the country for comedy. I need to be specific.
I remember telling you this when we were leaving, when we were going to Uganda.
Yeah.
I remember telling you, my guy, I woke up this morning and because I was using the same route. I was basically going back to the same route I used when I was a kid, when I was going to primary school. Because I went to St. Mary's, right? Shout out St. Mary's. I know people hate that school. But when I was going to that same school, if you told Farij back then that, there's a day that you'll be going through the same route, but you're going to a different country to do comedy, he'd be so excited. And I was so excited, man.
Tell us about it.
I was so excited, man. Just
before I ruin this, tell us about your experience.
We have to start with Uganda, man. I did not expect what I saw in Uganda. It truly is the pearl of Africa, man.
What were you expecting?
I was, the Uganda we see, the one we see.
No, tell us what you were expecting.
The one we
see.
We
don't know.
Just orange, like just orange soil, sand everywhere, like. People are just saying over there, like that's all you expect from Uganda. But then you get there, man, and it's much richer than that, man.
Yeah,
dude. Even that's stuff with their food. I haven't had nutritious food like that in a minute.
That food was amazing.
So I ate that food and I was like, hey, I have my problems,
Yeah,
like I don't.
Yeah,
you feel so satiated.
You feel better.
The people are so nice.
Yeah.
You, of course, enjoyed it as well on a very financial level. You also But everything we knew about Uganda was just, at least for me, maybe other people, know Uganda.
Maybe for those who've been there before. For us, it was our first time.
But man, I did not expect Uganda to be like that. I'm going to be very honest. I thought like we were ahead of them, as Tanzania. Like I thought they were a little backwards.
Yeah.
Because no one really talks about Uganda.
Yeah.
It's like Uganda is like the Kourtney Kardashian of East African countries.
Yeah.
Like no one really talks about them.
Anyone else in that family?
Everyone else, know. Kenya is the Kim.
Yeah.
We are the what? Are we the Chloe?
I don't know. No, we can't be the Chloe.
And Zanzibar is Chris.
Because we are like... We're in there somewhere. We're not necessarily the Chloe.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the. No. Who's that one? The younger one.
Kylie.
Maybe
Kendall.
we're the Kylie.
The skinny one.
Yeah.
The skinny one on
There's
the
two,
one.
I think, the skinny.
One of them got fat
models.
lips. Oh yeah, okay.
They're both models, yeah?
Both of them.
Or
are
it's just
models.
one?
Both of them
There's
are
the
models.
skinny one that people like.
Oh, Kendall.
Maybe, I don't know, Kendall or Kylie. One of them. I think it's Kylie, though.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it makes sense. I think we always, even when we talk about Uganda, like apart from what image we have of the country, when we talk of them, we're always making fun of them, making fun of their English.
Always.
And then you get there and you're like, wow, this is unbelievable. And like the fact that we got to drive around the city on the first night and we got to see how vast that city is.
It felt like you could put 2 Dar es Salaams in Uganda.
Yeah,
That's what it felt like.
it is. Like
I mean Kampala, sorry.
I told you could put 2 Dar es Salaams in what? What did you say?
In Kampala. I said Uganda.
In
and I was
Uganda.
like, yeah, of course you can. Like,
So you can put 2 Dar es Salaams in
Kampala.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I told my mom the same thing because she called me one day. She was like, how's the city? And I told her, this city is way more advanced than we imagined. Like, it's like 3 posters, 2 Sinzas, 5 Mikochenis,
Yeah.
6 Masakis. Like, I don't even understand. Like, you
It's-
just have... It's so busy and people don't sleep. The places that we go to, we say Buguruni doesn't sleep, Ilala doesn't sleep. They have like a bunch of those. Every place just seems busy. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. There's that saying that travel, what did I say? Travel the world and... I don't know. Anyway, in Swahili, the simpler version would be Safiri Uyaone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's an English saying, I forgot what it is. But you truly travel, then you see things, and you're like, "Wow, this is incredible."
What's the one thing that caught your eye while we were in Uganda?
Apart from the police,
Yeah.
apart from the potholes, are we looking for something positive here?
Something positive, yeah, of course.
Okay, because there's a lot of police and a lot of potholes. But the one thing that caught my eye, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's one thing, man. It's just the whole city, like the people, the weather. The weather in Kampala is also nice. Like the people, the weather, the vibe of the city. Like it's busy, it's buzzing, it's happening. So I don't even think there's one thing. It's just a bunch of different aspects that made me fall in love with that city. I even posted on my WhatsApp one day. I posted, I heart Kampala. And then Gio decides to text me and he says, Apo pombe zishachanganya. And I'm like, the one day when I was sober, you tell me Apo pombe zishachanganya. You know,
Oh yeah, Ugandans, they didn't do you right, man.
hey man, those people can drink.
They gave you something called the Ugandan baptism. How do you land on the same day? And they take you.
Those people can drink. I did not know. And now when I tell people about it, they're like, you didn't know. I'm like, I didn't know. No one told me these people drink this.
These guys will look. These guys ask you. Like I remember Ocean Allen, right? Shout out to Ocean, man. This my
Yeah.
guy. This guy asked me, Ferich, do you drink? And I told him no. And this guy gave me the response as if I told him one of my kids died, you know? Like he was just, no, there's no way. Why did you drink? And throughout the night, after every 30-minute interval, he would look at me with my Coke and be so sad, you know?
Dog, they feel so betrayed when you tell them you don't drink. There's betrayal, there's disappointment, there's all the negative emotions that a person can have
They have it, man.
when you tell them you don't drink. And it's so funny because if you do tell them you drink, they will take care of you. Like that. They won't ask you to pay for anything. They will just take care of you. You drink, my brother, we are drinking today. Hey, it's like the craziest thing ever, man. So I can't say it's one thing. It's just everything combined. It's like I've been to a few countries in my lifetime, all in Africa. Just in case you guys think I'm bragging. I'm not bragging. I've been to a few countries in Africa, and Uganda has probably entered my top 3.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably even in the top 2. That experience was too wholesome. Maybe after I go a couple of times, then I'll be like, they don't deserve to be in my top 2.
Yeah.
But for now, with that experience, that was crazy.
It also feels like a great reset once you're there.
Yeah.
Like you feel you feel like you're far away from home, but
Yeah.
just still at home.
You feel like you're not exactly what you said. You're still connected. Like you don't feel like you're a total stranger, like a total foreigner, and that's maybe another reason why I was so okay with that place, so comfortable with that place. It was just, hey man.
And then obviously you killed it at the Black Friday show.
Yeah,
that show was interesting, man.
I got to do Okello's Black Friday comedy show. Shout out to the conman himself, Mr. Okello. Man. The whole reason why I was going there was because of Okello and his show. So it had, like, ever since I found out he had such a show, I always told myself I'm going to do it one day. And I found out about that show probably 3 or 4 years ago. So it felt like it was a long time coming. And it went so well in the sense that I feel like it came at the right time with the right people, and kind of when I needed it the most, So it was really dope, man. But you were saying it was very interesting in what way?
No, for me it was interesting because of how the Ugandan comedians perform. Like, it's very different from what we're used to in TZ.
Yeah.
But for you, it wasn't that much of a difference because you've seen them perform before, and know how
I've seen Okello perform before. And, like, I understood that these guys are proper storytellers. Because they love storytelling.
I think they're probably the best, man.
In my opinion, the best storytellers in Africa.
Yeah.
The way they talk. And it's not just the way they perform. The way they talk to the way they perform. It's just storytelling to the core.
Oh, you remember Dr. Hilary Okello, man? Shout out. You remember this guy, man? He said,
Hilary, and he uploaded that set on YouTube. The whole set. I was like, what? This is crazy.
I saw it.
How can you upload the whole set? This guy is crazy. But he's at that level in his career where he can do such things. And you're like, hey, this is dope.
You look at that set and you're like, this guy's... I looked at that set and I was like, this entire set is better than all my jokes.
Bro, like, you watch one set and you're like, so then what am I doing? What do I have to do, So shout out to all the comedians we met, man. They were all, like, outstanding in their own right. And the storytelling part of it was so fun to see. Like, as a comedian, you want to see other comedians, and although they're all storytelling, it's also so very different, right? And you're just like, this is so cool, right? It's like a reminder that, okay, we all do the same thing, but we're all different in our own way. And that's why in the early stages as a comedian, you're being told to be yourself and have fun and not try to imitate other people. And you can easily lose track of that because you're like, but that guy's funny. I want to be like him. How can I be more like him? And then you forget that people want to listen to you because you're different. Like, we want to hear what your opinion, what your experience is, and what your thoughts are like. So it's a nice reminder that, hey, man, okay, I'm with all these people, but I'm different, and that's why I'm here. So I need to show them what I am, right? It's like you performers, we overthink because you hear someone's coming from
far away,
from a different country, and we always get excited. We're like, I want to see what this guy's like. I want to see what this guy's like, because he's going to be different from someone else from that same country. But the problem comes when we are the ones performing, and then now we want to be the same as someone else.
Yeah, people are expecting different from us.
Wakati people expect something different, and you're like, oh, okay. So it's a nice reminder to just be yourself, and that's why we're supposed to travel as comedians, to see these things and to appreciate our own selves. More than our own jokes, you appreciate your own self, right? So it's so cool, and you learn that humor transcends just a few jokes, man. Humor is, I don't even know how to put it into words.
And that's how, and that's even how special that makes the Ugandan people more special.
Yeah.
When it comes to their jokes and storytelling, because I spoke to my uncle when I was back, dog, and he was actually very excited for me having the trip and everything.
Yeah.
And he actually goes like, okay, I'm not bad mouthing any country here.
Yeah.
But he goes, you see those people that actually have a national theater?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But he says, when I was talking to him about the entire storytelling thing, I just realized that these guys have jokes that transcends me, my brother, my father, my grandfather, and great grandfather. Like we could all be in attendance, and all of us could laugh.
Yeah.
At a joke that they would be making.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's how good they are at storytelling. Because someone is giving you a story about in the village.
Yeah.
I've never been there, but I know what it's like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Really dope, man.
And it's what you just said, that like a whole family can attend and watch. It feels like the real African way.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I think our comedy scene in TZ is heavily influenced by the West.
Yeah.
And then you go to Uganda and you're like, these guys are heavily influenced by themselves. These guys are on a different level. These guys are telling you stories and they're so funny. It's just funny. Like, man.
I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like Ugandans are the least depressed East Africans. It feels that way because these guys are too happy sometimes.
They are, man, and maybe they were right in those annual lists when they say Tanzania is the saddest country in East Africa or what. Because now you go to these other places and you're like, Sawa, they have. Let's not lie. They have a tough time, tough life. They have dictators and they have wars and they have all this, but when you're there with them in that moment, these guys are having the best time of their life.
These guys are happy.
I have never. The problem is that I went there and I was so tired mentally, physically, but I imagine that if I had gone there when I wasn't as tired, I probably would have had an even greater time.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, you have to think of it. This guy, listeners, this guy has been working for a year non-stop. The first vacation he has, he goes to Uganda. Like, who does that? You think you're a Christian missionary? Or what's wrong with you?
And I'm thinking to myself, I probably would have had an even more fun time because they're just fun to be around. Everything they talk about, everything they say is just funny. And I'm like, are they actively trying to be funny or is this just how they are? Like, you don't understand what's going on. But it feels like it's hard work being a Ugandan. I don't know. If that's how they are every day of the week, those guys are incredible, man. Those guys are funny. So, shout out to Uganda.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of the comedians, most especially our host Okello.
Shout out.
But you told us about your experience going to the country. How did it feel to perform?
Strangely enough, because I hung out with the comics for the longest period there, before getting on stage, I was very comfortable to get on stage.
Yeah.
You know? They have this thing there that it was very new to me, actually, because your boy got cooked. But after the performance, they call the performers back, and then they basically have a roasting session. Yeah. So I was roasted there for quite some time. And I could see you enjoying it.
I have footage. I have incriminating footage. All of the videos are on my phone. Guys, actually, let me not say guys. Netflix, listen. If you guys ever want to do a documentary, if any one of these guys end up getting arrested at some point in the future, I am your guy. I have all the information. I have all the footage. That's all I'm saying. Continue.
But it was nice, man. The performing, I think I did very well, considering that we were performing. Imagine that you're performing on a night where Arsenal and Manchester United are playing, you know, and you still have the attention of people and all that, and you're making people have a good time.
because it was a bar. Is it a bar? It's more of a bar, that place.
Yeah, it's more of a bar.
And they had multiple screens showing football. And
a nice pool table.
And a pool table, yeah. And then the comedians had to perform as the matches are being shown, and it's one of the toughest settings that you could ever perform in. I'm one of the guys who was watching football. I won't lie. Farid is performing, me, I was watching. I was watching Manchester United losing. But I think for you to do that gig and to have a good show, it's one of those memories that you will carry with you forever. And it gives you a sense of where you are as a comic.
Yeah.
As a performer, as a storyteller, it can only make you proud and then motivate you to do more, in my opinion. So, that was dope.
And then there was
hectic.
And then there was Okello's show, the Friday show.
Yeah, the Friday show, the Comedy Black Friday.
Man,
that show at the National Theatre.
Man, the way you did just, I told this guy, his set was different. You know those sets you look at and you feel an energy.
Yeah,
we've felt when we've seen traveling comedians come to Tanzania, we've seen them so many times at Punchline perform, and you're like, yo man, this guy's energy is different.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like.
It was a dope show, man. In my humble opinion, one of the best gigs I've ever done in my career, and I don't know, man. I don't have words for it yet. It's still,
and you don't feel that. Here's what I think. I think this is what you're going to say. You don't feel that way in the time, because I saw how you were after the show.
Yeah.
And then over time, it comes to your mind, and you're like, okay, that show was really good.
Yeah,
right?
it slowly comes back. So I don't even know now how I mean, I know I had a good show, but I don't know how good of a show it was in my own standards, if I can put it that way. So I just know I did enough to make sure people in Uganda know me.
Yeah.
And to make sure that they would want to see me again.
At the National Theatre in Uganda.
At the National Theatre in Kampala, Uganda. Yes. So that's all I would have wanted to do. I had to do the best that I could on that night, man, because we had been there for like almost 5 days with these guys, hanging out, having fun, asking all the annoying questions foreigners ask. And finally, you just want to get on the stage and show them that you deserve to be there. You deserve to be amongst them also. I'm a competitive type of person. I'm happy I'm not competitive to the point where I'd want to kill myself. But like, I'd be there and think, okay, I'm with these guys who've been doing it for 10 years plus. If I'm going to be the worst guy on this night, I'm going to be, how do you say the worst? But also the best. I'm gonna be the best worst person, if that makes sense. No, the best worst is the worst, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be the least worst.
You're confusing me right now.
Fine, I'm just gonna do my best. I'm gonna make sure I'm going toe to toe.
You remind me of when I started learning negatives and positives in math. You know, first time.
All I can say is I'm gonna do my best, and I had fun, man. It was a great time. Really great show.
And then we went to Kenya right after, man.
Yeah.
We went to the Kenyans, we went to the Ruto people.
Yeah. Nairobi also was so fun. I've been there like four times now. So each time to me feels like, how do I put this? It feels like I don't know how it's going to be. Until I get there, then I do it, then I leave, and I'm like, hey, this might have been better than the last time. So it was really dope. I never had gone to 2 different countries for comedy, right? Like at the same time, like it was a proper tour, if I can say that. So it was nice just going from one country to another country for stand-up. Just for stand-up. I wasn't going there for any other thing but stand-up. I might go back now for
something else.
Yeah. Of course, you go there, you meet a few Kikuyu women here and there, and then but
you have to learn from the colonizers.
But yes. But comedy-wise, it was incredible. It was so fun.
How many shows did we do? Did you do, actually? Let's start with you. Because I know you did
We started on a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think Tuesday. How many shows? Tuesday, was it one show?
I did 2 shows on.
We did Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did Tuesday, which was Maina Munene's room, Comedy Culture.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, did 2 shows. You also did 2.
Mm-hmm.
We did Stand Up Collective, and then you did Punchline.
2 grips.
I did, I think, Stand Up Nairobi. Yeah. And then Thursday, we did 1 gig, which was a storytelling gig.
Yeah.
And then Friday, we did Cares Organics.
Yes.
It was just the 1 gig.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, we did Stand Up Collective again.
Yeah.
So
but this was a bigger show.
Yeah.
It's like-
We were opening for Mamito Eunice.
Yes.
Shout out to Stand Up Collective. Shout out to the Nairobi Laugh Bar. Shout out to Maina Munene for connecting us with Doug Mutai. Doug
Chairman.
Mutai for connecting us with the Stand Up Collective.
The one himself.
Yeah. Shout out to Mamito for having us on that show. So how many shows is that? Tuesday 1, Wednesday 2, that's 3, 4 Thursday, 5 Friday, 6 Saturday. So 6 shows.
Then I did 5. Because there's only one I did, one less I did.
Yeah. 5 shows.
I've never done 5 shows in a week, man. It felt different. It felt different.
How was that experience?
It was great for the
Performing for the first time in a different country, Nairobi, Kenya, and then also doing 5 shows.
5 shows.
How was your experience there?
I was nervous for Kenya. The
Yeah.
first show I did in Kenya, I was mad nervous. Because I remember it was Comedy Culture. Yeah, it was Comedy Culture. That was my first show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very nervous, man. I was like, okay, this... Because even the room, it was, it was different, But I was nervous for that, but I kind of found my footing.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards came Punchline.
Mm-hmm.
Punchline, for some reason, I wasn't nervous. Maybe because of the name. But I wasn't nervous. I was like, this is,
Yeah.
I've met you before.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that'd be fine. I had a very good set, apparently. And then Stand Up Collective. Now, Stand Up Collective is interesting. Because I liked the place, but I don't feel like I had a good show the first time.
Okay.
I think the second show was much better than the first one. And then what's the name of the other place that we went and performed?
Cares Organics.
Cares Organics. I love that room. There was some monkey in the room. That was just a vibe,
It was the whole audience. It was just a bunch of grown-ups, a bunch of older people who were just getting drunk and having a good time.
With the expensive cars outside,
Yeah, man. There was a white guy at the back.
And you're in there talking about an iced tea,
There was a white guy having the best time of his life. So yeah, that was really cool, man. That was Emmanuel Kisiangani's gig. He hooked us up for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And then Saturday at Stand Up Collective. You had a better time there.
I had a better time there, which was actually surprising because I wasn't even about to perform that night. I knew you were going to perform, and I was like, man, I'm so excited. And then we get there, and then Doug, shout out to Doug, man, massive respect to this guy. He just sees me in the green room, and he goes, Is he performing? He goes, no, I'm not performing. You're performing then. You just take my spot. And I was like, are you sure, man? It's like, because it's a big show,
Yeah.
And it was like, no, it's okay. So I was like, okay, thank you so much. And now when someone gives you their time, you cannot kuzingua. You have to be like, okay, my A game. But dog, it's what we talk about all the time. If I've been doing the same jokes for the past week, I'm good.
Yeah.
So there was that added
confidence that you have,
added
belief.
confidence and added feel. And I was like, man, Mamito is going to be here. Your boys are here. Your guys are here for the entire. You cannot mess up. So massive thank you to Stand Up Collective, and thank you very much, dog, man.
Yeah,
that was really dope.
Oh man, it was so cool, so fun.
And the night after as well, was good as well.
The night after?
No, the night after we were done with perform. Getting to sit around and talk to people, meeting different people. I think that's the part that we don't think about when it comes to comedy as much, but it usually finds us, or it's usually there, and then you realize, this is a really cool person. Or you meet someone who has gone through the same experiences as you, and then you connect and you go, oh, this is a really dope person. Like, you don't expect these things to happen while you're performing.
Are you talking about a woman?
Women in general.
Okay. See what happens when you take people out, eh?
No, that's not what I meant.
We told this boy, let's go and perform. Now he's here talking about women.
That's not what I meant. I mean, the
comedians.
No.
Can't trust comedians.
Unanichanganya.
Going out is stealing Kenyan women, Ugandan women. This boy.
I'm not stealing no women. I'm loyal.
This is his first time outside the country.
I'm loyal to my Tanzanian women, man. This is what I've been saying while I've been in Uganda and Kenya. Don't make me bring this up again, man.
Man.
But most people who attend the comedy show are women anyways. So it's not like a guy is going to come up to the show and be like, I miss, that joke you had is no.
Good point.
It's not going to happen. And if that happens, you'll be like, hey, cool, man. Time and Maisha,
Good point. The people you meet.
At a good point.
The people you meet.
Wakati you're having a conference after the show at a good point.
No, of course, you have to. What would you be doing? You need to represent your country. You can't.
This guy disappeared for an entire hour.
Where
this guy went.
No. It was you. You and Sadiq. Were busy talking to women. Me, I was there on my best behavior. But hey.
I have proof.
Let me not.
I have proof.
Let me not incriminate people here.
You're incriminating.
I'm waiting for the Netflix special.
You're incriminating yourself.
Netflix documentary. I'll be there talking behind the shadows. They're gonna do the thing. They changed my voice so I can sound anonymous, and I'll be there telling them these guys started doing this a long time ago.
I think people will know. People know us up to this point. Yeah, they know which one is which between you and I.
I'll just tell them these guys used to travel and go to countries and talk to women for hours after the show, and then they would disappear. We don't know where they would go. Hey.
But then they'd come back smelling nice. Coming back smelling nice.
Kenya, man. Nairobi, Kenya. Shout out to the boy Mike. Mike 1,
man, yeah.
Took us out after the show.
Yeah, had a fun time.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Took us to an undisclosed location.
Yeah, for a very fun time. I think we should just leave it there.
This is the real incriminating information, guys. This is the one you guys should look for me to tell. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Remember the name Mike 1. Guys, I'm sorry.
Who has a new room actually?
He has a new room Friday. He calls it Freaky Friday.
Yeah, not to change the subject, but that name is on point.
It is.
Freaky Friday.
It is. Shout out to Mike, man. All the best with that show. Freaky. You're freaky, Mike.
I learned a lot from that guy, man. A lot. He taught me a lot of things, man.
You travel and you meet people and you see things and you're like, this is okay, cool. Mike looks like he could start a church.
I'm telling you, man.
A Catholic church.
I'm telling you, man. He can.
That's all I'm saying. Specifically a Catholic church. But on that note, thank you to everyone who we met this time around on the travels.
Yeah.
It was so fun. Had a really
the
good
hospitality
time.
too, man.
The hospitality was amazing. Shout out to the women we met. Me, I won't lie. Me, I'm not like Farid. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't meet women. I met women. Nice women. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the real reason why I travel.
Okay, all right. You think I'll come back in some other year? Okay.
Man,
that's very good.
Had a good time. No, me, I won't be here tying myself into this. No, I'm straightforward about it, so that when Netflix approaches me, I'll say you can listen to the tape. I was always upfront with my reasons for doing this, unlike some other people.
What do you mean? I only met one person in Uganda, man.
Sawa.
Actually, 2 people.
Oh, see, the numbers are increasing.
No,
But like I was saying, thank you so much to everyone for the support and the goals and the ambitions can only get bigger from here on. My dream from the beginning has and will always be to represent my country in stand-up comedy or in comedy as a whole. And so far, I'm having a fun time doing this. And hey, man, I'm looking forward to traveling to more. countries performing.
It's
fun.
It's an interesting game, my guy, because because overall, my I'd say reward for traveling and performing is you get a strange sensation of confidence and humility at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're better than yourself, but then you see other people and then they show you like, okay, there are levels.
There's
to
levels,
this, you know?
And I think that's the whole point, because then you get too comfortable where you are and you think you're the shit when you're actually shit. So you need to go out and you see people and then you're like, wow, okay, I need to step up.
Like my guy, like just let's just go to Sadiq, man. Shout out Sadiq. We saw his set on comedy. I've never seen that Sadiq in Tanzania. I have never seen him. I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah,
you know,
it's crazy, and yeah, shout out to him for hosting the stand up collective room as well. It's that thing where I guess you travel and you go to a different place and you see people like you're saying and you realize you have to step up.
you have to. Yeah.
So definitely that's what you want most of the time, and that's what you need. And Sadiq stepped up and we're like, wow, this is crazy. And yeah, man, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I've seen him do such things, so I know what he's capable of. So I would just be like, hey, man, that's what he does. That's who he is.
Someone said he looked like the manager that fucks you over. You know, like,
really?
Yeah, he looks like the manager that steals money from you.
Where was this?
Well, I think it was in the post. What's one of your posts actually? One of your stories. And then I think I reposted it, and then was it? I don't remember, but someone just vaguely gave that description. I was like, you know,
okay,
bald head, you know, big guy, you know, dark shades. It makes sense. Looks like someone you can't trust, but really, really cool brother.
I mean,
really
realistically,
cool
you can't trust him in real life anyway. So, yeah. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to you.
He just looks like he has money, but you don't know where he's getting it from.
You don't know where he's getting, especially as of recently. All I'm saying is Sadiq is onto something, and we need to stay close. We need to stick close to this guy and enjoy whatever he's enjoying. Oh, man. But thank you so much, everyone. I don't know if there's anything else that you want to add before we close this.
I've just missed Tanzania, man. I've missed home. You know,
yeah,
you have to say that as an artist.
Yeah, it's good to be back, guys.
You have to say that as an artist.
It's nice to be here.
You can't just talk about other countries. You have to talk about.
That's how I'm saying. It's nice to be here.
We should stop before we say anything else. Thank you so much for listening, ladies and gents.
Yeah, man.
That's it from my end. Please enjoy your week.
Man.
And we'll be back. I'll be back at Punchline actually this week. I'll be performing on Tuesday.
Okay.
And Friday, hopefully.
All right. That's it, guys. See you when you see me. If you want to see me, come to Magomeni. I'll be waiting. Bye-bye.